Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 20th of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you some standout features to look out for. This week there are a lot, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail all the key influences particularly relevant to your sign. If you are new here, it's great to have your company. If you'd like to comment, this is very much a community and I do interact with each one. But please do also subscribe. If you're a returning visitor, thank you so much for joining me once more. This week begins on Monday with the spring equinox and cardinal quadrant 1. This triggers the first of the 4 quarters of the year. Cardinal basically means leadership. The sign of Aries, where the sun returns to, is a fire sign, and of course it's very much about initiative. So whether it's new things that excite us or ongoing strands that we want to inject with greater vibrancy, this is a fine time to do it. But of course, on Tuesday we have the new moon also in Aries, but this is going to be squaring up with the ruler of Aries, Mars. So although we can try and be more dynamic and positive, what I don't feel we should do is be too reckless in our approach, because Mars's square suggests that if we rush into anything without giving it due consideration, planning and research, it could end up being rather a waste of energy, and we can scatter resources too. But also on Tuesday, there is a beautiful conjunction between Venus and the North Node. This can engender within us our desire to enjoy more sensual pleasures, whether it's good food, good wine, or being up close and personal with someone we are involved with. But Thursday, Pluto arrives in the sign of Aquarius. It's only going to be here 11 weeks this year. It only gets up to 26 minutes. So Pluto doesn't even reach the first degree of Aquarius. But it's still significant, and it's an opportunity for us all to think at a very deep level how we are all connected, because the sign of Aquarius is one of individuality, but it's also one of the group. Now on Saturday, Mars ends its giant journey through the sign of Gemini, which began on August the 20th and emerges into the sign of Cancer. If you are a water sign or a fixed sign, this is something to celebrate almost immediately. The position of Mars in Cancer is not its technical best transit. Of course, Mars does rule the water sign of Scorpio, but also the fire sign of Aries. And it's known technically as being in fall. But the issues that Cancer is concerned with, security, protectiveness, defense, is definitely going to be something that comes much more into our approach. But the position of Mars and the position of Pluto are in a quincunx. That's 150 degrees. So it kind of means that there can be a difficulty in integrating our approach in some way. So we have to try and work with this week and the new energy it brings, but I feel not rushed too much in how we deploy our ideas. Please stay with me now for your in-depth forecast. If you would like to understand a lot more about how Sirius astrology can really impact on your life, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can provide for you your life roadmap report. This will give you a much more intimate understanding of the patterns that have played out in your situation, but also how you can work with the more challenging ones more effectively, but also take advantage of your talents. Now, within my special package of 30% off, you can also get your 12-month personal forecast. No 2 charts are the same and are totally unique to you, and can give you searing insights for the months ahead. If you don't know your time of birth, I have devised a new package which can give you an enormous amount of information, but it's based more on your sun sign rather than the ascendant, which you can't know if you don't know your time. Please also see the link beneath this video. So Libra, the spring equinox and also the new moon really put the accent on your relationships. But Mars has moved so far forwards in your sister air sign of Gemini that it's really on the cusp of your 10th house, which is all about raising your profile, being very dynamic around your work, and indeed by the end of this week does move into the sign of Cancer for 6 weeks. So whatever relationship dynamics are going on, you need to be really sure that it works for you in terms of the balance between your input, thoughtfulness, perception, which is often very high, and what you're going to get back from the other side. And here's the rub. Mars is going to make you much stronger around negotiations, around meeting challenges. You know, if you have to come into contact with people who don't necessarily have your back, all the lessons that you've learned with Pluto's journey through the sign of Capricorn as he moves into Aquarius on Thursday, they can all come back to you in a very positive way, but you must stand your ground. So it means fronting up, being very open to meet people halfway, being very interactive. You enjoy being collegiate and collaborative, cooperative. It's very much part of your being. But whereas in the last 15 years, it seems that it was all on other people's terms, that really changes round quite dynamically this week. And you may find yourself in certain situations where you feel you can call the shots, which may seem incredibly ironic. But of course, the key is you've learned so much about how other people apply their power to you. Now you can use those lessons in a just way to make sure that the simple thing you want is respect for how attentive and how supportive you can be. That's all you want. You don't necessarily want people to give you back exactly quid pro quo what you give out, but as long as they're aware of what you're inputting, that really is the nub. In terms of your financial position, also with your ruler Venus connecting with the North Node on Tuesday, there could be some good news, and it could be linked to a business or a property situation, and it could delight you.